collabs is the way. Because you understand, it's like when we do this podcast today, right? Mm-hmm. I could have set up a camera at my house and done this, but they're going to hear you ask me the question. So I get all the content I would have gotten if I just sat at home and did scripted content. Mm-hmm. But then also some percentage of your following will end up following me.
Right.
And let's say that's 30%. And you have a lot of followers. So how many times do I need to do that until my stuff is everywhere?
Yeah, I think that's the best tip you gave today. It's so simple, but it makes sense, right? Like, it's just do more collaborations was like the easiest thing I think you said, but
do more collabs and try to do them in person.
Yeah.
Because if you do them in person.
Yeah, versus like Zoom.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think I might actually start doing Zooms, but it's going to be for the smaller channels that I'm not going to fly to, or I don't put in my opportunity stack. So we keep a spreadsheet by city. So when I go to Vegas, I know I have this podcast, this podcast.
Oh, so you go back to them?
Well, I'll either do my second round or I'll post a story while I'm there very intentfully. And when the invite comes in, mm-hmm. I put it on the spreadsheet.
That's so interesting, man. Because sometimes I will drive myself crazy, like trying to come up with reels and content. And it almost seems you're the opposite, where you're not trying to come up with anything.
Flow like water, man.
Yeah. And it's a lot easier too, because you don't necessarily have to prep, right? Like you just show up.
I don't prep at all.
Yeah, you're who you are. You answer the question.
Right.
That's probably the best little piece of advice.
But it could be a personality type thing. My friend Sterling Cooper, he's a lot like you. He's very organized and very, I'm really good. He told me this one time. I've never told this story. We're in Medellin and there are some guys in the war room. We're doing an event and 3 or 4 of them forgot their passport. And I was able to like pull together the management for the private jet and the airport and like get photos sent over, call back to the house, send me go through his bag, we're FaceTiming. I get these dudes on this jet. And I get back and Sterling was a part of that whole process. He goes, mate, I've never seen anybody so good in chaos. And for me, I don't mind that. Whereas maybe for you, it makes you anxious because you don't have it perfectly prepped. Sterling is that way. But if you understand yourself in that way, then you can step back and build everything around yourself that makes it all go together.